Hello, Senior 1. Now we're going to explain the last lesson in our curriculum in this term. Okay, lesson 3 about differentiation of cells and diversity of plant and animal tissues. I think you ask yourself more than times about the difference between cells. Okay, after studying the structure of cells, now we are going to study different tissues of group of cells inside the living organism. Plant and animal, okay, supposed to be different in types of tissues because of different in a lot of biological process between them. First one, we have an organization of living organism. There are many types of cells. Every kind of cells have particular function. Cell unit together forming tissue. As you know, there are types of tissues. We have first one, simple and complex tissue. Meaning of simple tissue that contain identical or similar types of cells. Complex that contain different types of cells. Tissues unit together to form an organ like heart, an organ unit together forming system like circulatory system. These systems form the living organism body. So we have here a communication between them to form a complete body. Now we're going to explain the first type of tissues, plant tissues. Plant tissues may be simple or complex. Okay, simple, so it consists of only one type, similar of the cells, while complex that contain different types of cells. First one of simple tissue. First one parenchyma, number two collenchyma, and the third one is sclerenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue, collenchyma tissue is flexible tissue, and sclerenchyma tissue is solid tissue. The second one, complex tissue. Complex tissue inside plant, we have two types. First one, xylem or wood. Number two, phloem, okay, tissue. Number one, simple tissue. Simple tissue consists of the similar type of tissues. Okay, the number one, parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma is a living tissue with thin and flexible wall. Its wall is from cellulose, so without any thickening. Okay, maybe contain chloroplast, may be empty of chloroplast. If it contains chloroplast, so its function is performance of photosynthesis process. May be empty from chloroplast and contain intercellular spaces between each other, so its function is aeration to get air between cells. Okay, maybe for storage. Okay, so parenchyma tissue have a lot of functions. Okay, structure, there are spaces for aeration between the cells of parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma cell contain one or more vacuole. Okay, this vacuole used in storage of liquids like water and minerals. Okay, function, perform photosynthesis process if contain chloroplast, storing nutrients according to the presence of cell vacuoles, responsible for aeration due to presence of intercellular spaces. Number two, collenchyma tissue or the flexible one. This is the shape of the collenchyma tissue under microscope. Okay, it's semi-rectangular in shape, not circular in shape like parenchyma, and surrounded with thickening from all sides. Okay, irregular thickening with cellulose. Due to its thickening with cellulose, so it's a living tissue. Okay, like parenchyma. Parenchyma and the collenchyma, both of them are living tissue. Okay, its function is number one, support because of the presence of thickening of cellulose, and flexible because it is not supported by a very hard substance like lignin, so it helps in flexibility. The third one in simple tissue is sclerenchyma tissue, and this is solid. This is non-living organism, or sorry, non-living tissue, due to its thickening by cellulose and a very hard substance called by lignin. Lignin is a thickening substance that is precipitated at the corners of the cells. Its function is support and give it flexibility and solidity of the tissue. Number 2, complex tissue, and we have two types of complex tissue. First one, xylem, and xylem is a vascular tissue that is responsible for transport water and mineral salts from root to all parts inside the plant. And we have structure of the xylem. Xylem may be vessels or tracheids and connect between them parenchyma. First one, vessel. You see here, okay, the vessels of xylem like tubes. These tubes, okay, previously were cells. Those cells, the separate wall between them, okay, disappeared, and the protoplasm, meaning of nucleus and cytoplasm, also vanished, so turned to be an empty vascular tube. Also lignin, okay, precipitate on the walls, external walls of these tubes, and leave the inner whole cavity. Okay, enter the whole cavity. This whole cavity used in transportation of water and minerals. Number 2, the another type, tracheids, but these tracheids, okay, different in the outer shape but same in structure. Okay, the exception in structure is consist of only one cell, not the previous one adhesive cells. Okay, thickening also with lignin, but from the two tips, okay, closed from two tips, but here open from the two tips. Okay, pitted. Okay, more pitted, okay, plates without thickening. Here, less in pits. Function of xylem: transport salt, water, and also it's like wood, okay, and would help in support. Phloem, another vascular tissue inside the plant. This tissue, okay, used in transportation of the food after being tensed inside the leaves and stem or the green part by photosynthesis process, okay, to lower parts of the plant, upper part and the lower part. Phloem contains cell tube, safe plates, and companion cell. How it's contained? Okay, it's formed by different cells, okay, all over or parts, okay, one each following the another part. Okay, first one, the nucleus dead, okay, leaving the cytoplasm as strands, and the parts of not all, okay, plates that separate between cells, okay, will be like plates, meaning plates like pitted, so cytoplasm can move from one cell to another cell as streaming line cells. Okay, these cytoplasm streams, okay, or line can carry food from one cell to another all over part of the plant. Okay, how can this group of dead cells to get energy? This motion need energy, and energy need ATP. So by help of a neighboring cell, it's named by companion cell. Companion cell, nucleated one. Okay, nucleated one. This is a safe tube. Okay, between them you see here a nucleus. This nucleus mean the cell is alive, so it's named by companion cell. Companion cell contain nucleus to control this motion, and also mitochondria to release ATP for this motion only also. Okay, this was plant tissue. Now we're going to know about the animal tissues. Animal tissue, okay, different in its structure, and we have a lot of types of tissues. First one, epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue, they are cells which cover the surface of the body or line its cavity. Okay, this is very important. Maybe upper, okay, in the surface like skin, or line its cavity like stomach, like small intestine. consists of a great number of attached cells with little intercellular spaces. So the intercellular spaces here is limited. There are two types of epithelial tissue. First one, we have simple epithelial tissue. Okay, simple epithelial tissue that as usual used in lining the cavities, may be simple squamous. Okay, that is consist of one layer flat cells. Okay, as you see here, and used in lining the capillary capillary tubes in blood circulation. Okay, and wall of air villi sacs inside the lungs that used in air exchange, also lining with the simple epithelium squamous. Simple cuboidal, it's shaped like cubes. Okay, present in kidney tubules. Simple columnar epithelial, okay, columnar shape. Okay, this columnar shape help in increasing the surface area for absorption. Okay, absorption of what? Absorption of food, like in the stomach and the small intestine. Okay, so here you see here this shape of cells, squamous. Okay, simple squamous of the blood capillaries that enter the small intestine. Second one of the epithelial cell, the complex one, stratified epithelial, meaning stratified, okay, group stratified of simple squamous, but stratified may multiple layer. It's composed of many layer or arranged cell above each other. That upper layer is squamous. In skin, okay, the upper one, not dermis, but the epidermis here of the skin. Okay, the first layer is named by epidermis, consists of stratified. Okay, this is the first layer, the brown one. Okay, not those. This is epidermis. I mean here the dermis layer. Okay, the upper layer. Function of epithelial may be absorption. Okay, if it inside small intestine or stomach, so its type here is columnar. Protect the cell, maybe like simple squamous or stratified one. Secrete mucus to keep the cavity also inside small intestine. Nervous tissue consists of neurons. Okay, this is a neuron. Okay, that connect with each other by tissue that connect between it. Nervous tissue present in the nervous parts inside your body, okay, like brain and spinal cord. Okay, its work to receive and transfer impulses from one neuron to another neuron, to be sure these impulses received by the organs like glands, if it will be secrete, or like dynamic parts inside your body like organs, okay, limbs, upper limbs or lower limbs. It means it may be transfer impulses, okay, from the sensory organs to the brain and spinal cords, or maybe transfer the response from spinal cord and the brain to respond organs. Number 3, connective tissue. A connective tissue, from its name, connect between tissues. Maybe this connection, okay, may be liquid or semi-liquid or solid substance. So we have intercellular material. According to the state of this intercellular material, we can classify this type of tissue. First type, proper connective tissue. It's most common. It's less in or medium in solidity. Okay, so it's not solid, not liquid, but in intermediate and high flexibility. Its function, connect between tissues, different organs of each other, like under skin and the peritoneum, or the lining of the mesentery that connect between the small intestine organs. Skeletal connective tissue, second one, meaning of skeletal definition, its definition, has solid intercellular space. This is cartilaginous, okay, this is the cartilaginous tissue, like cartilage, okay, and we have also skeletal connective tissue, bones. Different between bones and cartilage. Cartilage is bones, but without calcium. okay, without precipitation of calcium. Its function support. What is the function of your bones? Is support. Okay, so example of skeletal connective tissue is bones and cartilage. Vascular connective tissue, meaning of vascular, carrying something, and the only, or not only, but the most popular one inside your body that carry gases, digestive food from one place to another, blood. And we have another helper is lymph, and lymph is another fluid inside your body that extract from the blood. So the blood is the main rule here. Muscular tissue, they have the ability to contract and relax. So the rule of muscles is contraction and relaxation. By this rule of contraction and relaxation, the body can move from one place to another, move part of its parts from one place to another, and also help in the homeostasis of your internal body to keep its balance. There are many types of muscular tissue. First one, smooth muscles. Smooth muscles, from its name, smooth, or without any smooth, non-striated, okay, non-lined. Okay, this type is involuntary, meaning of involuntary, it is not under our control of the voluntary muscles. Okay, so it's take its mission or control from the brain involuntary. So it's not under supervision. We cannot control its stopping or motion. Okay, likewise, like a wall of digestive canal, alimentary canal, you cannot stop the stomach or small intestine from its work, from its motion, from secretion. So it is not under our control. And also urinary system, okay, by extraction of water and the urine, you cannot stop it. Blood vessels, you cannot stop your blood vessels to transfer blood. Also, it is not under your control. The another type is skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscle, it is striated muscle, so it's voluntary. So the difference between unstriated and striated, not under your control, or involuntary, while it's striated, meaning is voluntary. Skeletal muscle, from its name, skeleton muscle, that appeared or be with the skeleton, so help the skeleton to move. Muscle of hands, legs, and step. The last one, cardiac muscle. Cardiac mean heart. So the type of muscles of the heart can't be stopped. Okay, but its type is striated because of contain lines between the bundle of muscle. And we have here discs. You can see here clearly these discs named by interstellatus disc. Okay, this interstellatus disc attached to the muscle fiber, this regulate the pump of blood by the heart muscle. Example, they are found in wall of heart only. So cardiac muscles is specific muscle that present inside heart only. Thank you and wish you all luck. Okay, and see you again inshallah in second term.